Hello, everybody, and welcome to Let's Not Play Metroid. I'm your host, T, and this is Jesse.
Peace.
Right on. Okay. We're not going to play Metroid today. Instead, we're just going to discuss them. It's the same premise as all the other episodes, so listen and enjoy. Jesse, how do you like Metroid?
I like Metroid Prime 1, 2, and 3, except for 2.
Except?
I realized I included that. Basically, I like Metroid Prime 1 and 3. Those are the only two I've played. Actually, I played 2. I didn't like 2.
Why didn't you like 2?
Boring. Dark World.
How dare you? I like the environments of 2, but not the...
The only place environment I liked in 2 was the Torpus Bog. That's about it.
I don't know, dude. The Sanctuary was kind of a cool idea.
Dark World ruined it. Just like it ruined everything else.
Why do you say that, though?
I don't know. Just the puzzles were so confusing. Like, I remember like checking a guide. It's like, okay, now go to the Dark World. Now head like three rooms down, then head right, then go like left, and then go to the Light World, then head back into the Dark World again, and then you'll like reach your destination. It's like, what? How would you figure that on your own? I mean, sure you could, but.
All right, so I'm gonna stop and I'm going to give a brief history for any of those who don't know. Metroid is a series where you play as Samus Aran, who's a bounty hunter who travels through space, taking missions from random people, but always seem to wind her up dealing with these jellyfish teeth parasite creatures called Metroids.
And space pirates.
Which happens thirdly. We'll get back to that. Yeah, so these games usually involve their big open worlds, and they have you go explore and find new power-ups to get further into the world, and they eventually lead to either a plot, a boss, a new weapon, or some significant event. Jesse likes the Metroid Prime series, I understand. I'm actually partial to the 2D ones, but I like Prime is great. I recommend everyone who hasn't played that go right now and play it, because you're wasting your time if you haven't played Metroid Prime.
I want to know something though. You're explaining what Metroid is, but how would they have found this video how would they search up "Let's Not Play Metroid" and not know what it is?
Word of mouth, my friend.
Whatever.
So, did you play any of the 2D Metroids?
I played Super Metroid for like 5 minutes. Does that count?
No.
No.
I love Super Metroid. Super Metroid is so good. Big open world. I found power-ups I didn't even know existed in the Metroid universe. Do you know what a spazer is? You do.
I forgot what it did, but what was that? I remember watching like 3 Let's Plays of it, and
well, so you actually know what happens.
I recognize it is, but what does the spazer do again?
It's like a beam that shoots like 3 lasers, and
yeah,
compared to what you're using before you get it, it's
now
awesome.
I remember. Because I also remember the space jump where you can just like go forever.
Hey, the space jump is sweet. The screw attack is the best thing ever. Oh man, yeah. But you've seen it then. You know what happens in Super Metroid.
Yeah, I know what happens because I watched like 2 Let's Plays of it.
Well, that's good enough. We're just discussing it.
Well, you asked me if I played it, not if I've seen it.
Okay, fair. So, what do you think of the Super Metroid? What you saw?
Well, it looked pretty cool. But it looks really like big and confusing. Like, probably take me like a long time to figure it out. Even though I watched someone play through it twice.
It's not that bad. Did you ever play did these games usually have a story? Like
Metroid Prime Metroid Super Metroid?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the last Metroid gets like.
Oh, that's
captured
right. Yeah, and the science.
There isn't much after that though.
Yeah, I guess not. A lot of Metroid's kidnapped by space pirates. They kidnap a Metroid, and I guess they have to save him. But like as stories go,
I watched someone play like the first Metroid.
Yeah.
And like, I remember looking at the game thinking it looks ass. You can't crouch and shoot it. At least I don't think so. And there's some enemies on the ground, so you can't hit them. You can't shoot at an angle, only up or straight ahead. So it's hard to hit anything. And there was this part where you kept trying to jump up and shoot these blocks out, but you got to keep jumping and shooting while staring up. And like it goes on forever and ever and ever. And it gets to the top like 5-6 times, but the blocks kept reappearing on top of him and pushing him off.
That's crazy.
And I was like, well, I'm not gonna play this game. So what he did is he just did a code and got to the end of the boss and said, yeah, I beat the game. There you go.
No. What you can do, an easier way of doing it is I played Zero Mission, which from what I understand is a remake of Metroid 1. And it makes it entertaining. It's very easy to deal with, and it's graphically better, so I can tell what I'm where I'm going. But back to stories. As stories go, like, what was your favorite story or timeline for like Metroid?
Metroid Prime, obviously.
Well, why don't you explain what the story was there? Did it have one?
Yeah, but what is the story's like? You end up finding a distress beacon at Talon 4 or whatever. You go to the space pirate.
Oh, you knew the planet
ship.
name. Way to go. I was gonna say Zebus.
Zebus. No, that's another planet.
It's actually Zebes, by the way. I'm
no,
sorry.
it's actually. I was listening to Brawl, and like that guy, that announcer guy who talks about it. He calls it Zebus.
Get the hell
I'm
out
being
of
serious.
here.
I was like, what? I called it Zebs actually.
Well,
I just did not count the E, right? Because I usually sound the E's at the end of everything, which makes it hard to pronounce things from other languages. I don't know if Zebus. I'm sorry, that's a weird name for me.
It doesn't matter. Anyways,
Talon 4, you get to Distress Beacon. You go to the space pirate ship. It starts blowing up after you destroy the parasite queen. Chase Meta Ridley onto the planet, and then you get your powers back, and you find out that the space pirates have been experimenting with Phazon, which killed the Chozo.
Way to go, guys.
What? Yeah, and it was they experiment with the Chozo would get killed because the Phazon kills them. They seal it off, and the space pirates are mining it and putting it in themselves to corrupt themselves, and Metroids too, I think.
Yep,
which is where you get the Metroid Prime, which is the final boss. Spoiler.
Spoiler. If you haven't figured that out yet, you shouldn't be playing Metroid Prime.
Anyways, what else was there? Yeah, and there was also one space pirate data where they're trying to replicate Samus's morph ball technology. And let's just say there was spinal injuries involved.
Next snap. Yeah. All right. So what Jesse is saying here, the story of Metroid Prime isn't actually. It's not done conventionally. There's no cutscenes. Well, there's a few cutscenes, but
they don't tell you anything.
They don't force it on you. You can finish. We know 4 people who've played through Metroid Prime and just not read anything, and just got to the end that was a good game. What happened? It's given to you in little logs and diaries you find through the game. It's kind of like how BioShock 2 or BioShock 1 isn't really a good indicator, because Atlas is giving you the general feel as you're going. Metroid, it's very isolated. It's just you. Story-wise, Metroid games tend to stick to a pretty simple pattern. Bad things are happening, corruption occurs, and Samus is sent in to save the day. Personally, I think 3 had probably my favorite of these Prime stories, right? I don't know. 3 story was
I want to know what 2's had to do with Phazon. Sure, it was there.
No. See, I can
weird.
explain that to you right now. See, in 3, as it explains to you, the reason the
I know.
split,
There's meteors and they shoot across, which spreads the Phazon.
They broke reality with the Phazon. Damn, can I point out Phazon must be the the strongest friggin' substance in the galaxy.
It's also the most awesomest substance.
Yeah, no
in the
kidding.
Galaxy.
It can rip reality, make you invincible, and turn.
Yeah, again,
rocks.
when you go into hyper mode, you're completely invincible. Nothing can kill you. You're immortal for that time period.
Oh, all right. That's a disappointment of a conversation.
Oh, the
right
final
there.
boss. You're immortal for the final boss.
What the hell, guys? There's no challenge.
There's
when
only
you
a time
can't
limit.
die. Yeah.
You can't die. I mean, sure, when you take damage, your time limit increases. So you have less time. It jumps. There's this meter that goes up slowly. And there's ways to reduce it. But when you get hit, it increases a little bit, extra.
But you still can't die. You
still
can take
can't
a billion hits. And
also, I can't point out when you get corrupted yourself in Metroid Prime 3, you turn into Dark Samus, the suit and everything.
not just a Dark Samus version of yourself.
You just turn into Dark Samus yourself.
Did you who's to say? Did you actually like Dark Samus as a character?
Sure. I mean, I never really knew who Dark Samus was until you told me it was Metroid Prime from the first game.
Are you friggin' see? Oh, you didn't see the ending, the real one, right?
No.
Where she comes out of the goo.
Yeah.
That was really cool. You should really go back and check that out. It's very creepy. It's really creepy for.
Why are you making hand motions that people can't see?
I like my hand motions. I'm twisting my hand around.
Can I just point out that Metroid Prime has graphics on par with the Xbox 360?
I completely agree.
Because I remember my friend's brother came in when he was playing Metroid Prime. He's like, "What Xbox 360 game is this?" It's a GameCube game. Really? Yeah, first generation GameCube game.
I hate to cut you off, Jesse, but we're going to continue this part in part 2 of Let's Not Play Metroid. We'll probably finish it off there too. I'm your host T, and this is Jesse.
Yep.
And we'll see you next time.